Welcome to the Voices of the Goddess podcast. We believe that there is a goddess inside each and every one of us. When we use our voice to share that goddess, we support and uplift each other. Join us each week as we interview women to receive the message of their goddess within.
All right. Good morning, everyone. We are so happy to have you here today with us. My name is Allyson Mancini. I'm your holistic nutritionist.
And I am Julietta, the magical PT. And welcome to our Voices of the Goddess podcast, where we take women and interview them so that we can all share the amazing knowledge that we have with each other to empower each other to become the goddesses that we are meant to be. This morning, we are joined with Marlu Martin. Welcome, welcome. Can you please introduce yourself to our audience, tell them who you are and what you do?
Sure. Before we begin, I want to thank you for interviewing me today and for the amazing job you are doing for goddesses all over the world.
Thank you, Marlu.
My name is Marlu Martin. I am the director of Life Health Soul Coaching Schools. I teach life coaching to people that want to create a virtual business from their home, especially spiritual life coaching. I am also holistic nutritionist, Allyson. And so because of that, I started to teach holistic health coaching in my school. And I love what I do. The newest project I have is to teach in the Red Tent Goddess Academy. It's a brand new school through the Red Tent Sisterhood, Red Tent Goddess Sisterhood. And the academy teaches ladies to either become priestesses, which one of my best friends, Lisette Lopez, teaches, and myself. And I teach ladies how to be enchantresses. So the enchantress program is for ladies to soar their intuition, to trust their intuition, to go forward with the knowledge that they can trust themselves because they have that innate intuition, right? So we go through lots of activities and exercises, a 13-month program. I am enjoying it thoroughly. The ladies are growing by day. And with it, I include a manifesting journal so that they can manifest whatever dreams and desires they want in that year. And that's pretty much what I do. Yeah.
That's a lot. Awesome. So amazing. So I think we are going to jump right into our questions. And the first question that we have for all of our guests is, what is your superpower, or what would you choose your superpower to be?
Oh, I know it. My superpower is finding the positive in people. I don't see the bad. I see the good, and I point it out.
That's so awesome. And I think, we both live by the I am because you are. And oops, we lost Allyson, but that's okay. Allyson is out of town today, and so we're working under special conditions here, and that's all right. But I think it's really important for people to realize that, what you see in other people is a reflection of what you see in yourself. And so, of course, Marlu, you see the good in everyone because you're so good. And and I always use that too, like as a, when I'm seeing bad stuff in people, like I take that as an opportunity to examine myself and where is that showing up for me in my world, and how do I get to shift that? And it's also an opportunity, when you see something good in somebody, to acknowledge yourself for that exists in you as well. And that's why you see it. Welcome back, Allyson.
We roll with it.
Technology is always fun. So it's all good. And especially, so I made a joke. We had an episode that we recorded a few weeks ago, and there was this glitch that the beginning of the episode somehow didn't record, even though it looked like it was recording. And so yesterday I had to re-record like an intro for it to explain things. And I said, it's just because when you have powerful women on, like, technology has some issues with it. Like, our energy interferes with the energy of the technology. And I think we're experiencing that this morning, and it's all good. So I don't know, did you hear her superpower, Allyson?
Oh.
It's like recognizing, oh, she froze again. We're probably going to do this all day. But it's recognizing the good in people and not seeing the bad. So, but, we missed you for that, but we're not going to backtrack, Allyson, because the show must go on. So the next question, Marlu, is what is a book that has greatly influenced your life?
The Celestine Prophecies launched me into the spiritual world years and years and years ago. And from there, I read Many Lives, Many Masters, and it totally changed everything I was doing. I became a past life regressionist because of that, and lots of other things.
Yeah, those were big books for me in the beginning of you start experiencing things and you're like, what's going on? And then you read a book and it's like, oh yeah. And then you read another book and it's like, yeah, all of this, it just so resonates. But the Celestine Prophecies was also the book that has gotten me to, I have to go to Machu Picchu. And so there's Machu Picchu and there's Egypt, and Egypt came first and went there already. And like, I never thought I would do this, but I'm choosing to go back to Egypt for a second time before I make it to Machu Picchu. But Machu Picchu is definitely still on the list. It's, once you have the awareness that all of that exists, you just can't go back from it.
No. Lately, I've been immersing into Dolores Cannon books, like one after the other. Super interesting.
That's another very interesting avenue to go down. For sure. There's also, are you on the Dolores Cannon Facebook group?
Yes.
Yeah. So you're connected. Of course you are. Awesome. And the Celestine Prophecy, Allyson had challenged me to the 12-day book challenge on Facebook, and the Celestine Prophecy was actually one of the books that I posted. So, although I don't think I actually own one anymore. A few years ago, I went through and a lot of those books that I read in the beginning, I surrendered them to the universe to go on and change somebody else's life. So a lot of and then I'm like, I can't believe I gave it away. But, it's one of those, someone else needs this information now, and it's time to move it along. So.
Correct. I ordered it in Spanish, gave it to my dad. We would speak about it. It was really interesting. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Our next question is, and I'm very curious to hear Marlu's answer. What is your favorite self-care practice?
My favorite self-care practice, I wait until everybody goes to sleep. And then that's time for me. Because I have a lot of kids. And I live with my mother. So, when everybody's asleep, I always tell myself I'm going to do 3 things for me in a day. So I think back, did I do something for me already? If I'm missing at least 1 or 2, I will do something for me. And it's never like planned. It's whatever I need. Whether it's a goddess bath and I put petals and candles and, just relax and, connect to spirit, whatever it is, right? Meditation, journaling, whatever works for me at the moment. I don't have one. I guess it would be reading. would be. But I journal, I meditate, I do activities for, I listen to YouTube videos that are spiritual. I read, I don't know. I like them all. Do things like, do my nails. The goddess bath is my favorite. It really is. I just don't do it enough.
I have to ask, how many kids do you have?
Okay, so I have 4. My youngest is 7. My grandchild is 16, and she is now her mom's back in her life, but I raised her until she was 9. And I have a 25-year-old she is one of the hosts of the Red Tent Goddess circles.
Wow.
And I have a 32-year-old who's the mother of the 16-year-old. And I have an adoptive daughter that's 32, and her children are 9 and 7.
You have a lot of kids. And a lot of ages and stages.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. And my 7-year-old is the last one. I had her when I was 48, Allyson. I would think that that's the biggest achievement in my life.
Yeah, because I have that panic moment. Juliette and I've talked about this. I just turned 50 in January, and I have those, like my husband, we've taken care of things years ago so that didn't happen. But you always hear those stories, and I occasionally have those moments of like, what if at the age of 50, right? And I'm like, ooh, I need to stop putting that out there. That might come back to me if I keep putting that out there.
I'm 56 and I have a 7-year-old. And I gotta tell you that her presence on Earth has changed the way that I eat, and because I want to live a long life so that I can be there for her, because I had her old. Yeah.
So, well, I really love how you do your self-care, that you, at the end of the day, say, okay, have I done 3 things for me today? I think that's fabulous. Because we talk about this all the time on this show. We spend so much time caring for everybody else. And sometimes the end of the day hits and maybe we haven't taken time for ourselves. So I love that. I think that's fantastic. And I'm the same way. I do all kinds of things for self-care, but it feels good. I like to do it and I make time for it. And yeah, it's awesome.
I invite you to do a goddess bath. That's so amazing. You put essence, you put candles, rose petals are your favorite, flower on the water, and just, immerse.
So my issue with that, as a taller woman, like I need to up my financial game so I can get one of those long, deep, huge soaker tubs, because for me, baths are miserable. Like if I lay down so that my body's in the water, then my legs are hanging out, and then my legs are cold, and so then you scooch so the legs are in, but then your body's out, and it's never that pleasant for me. So I'm not a bath girl, but I'm just putting that out to the universe. I need more money so I can get my giant soaker tub so I can take a goddess bath. Yeah.
So
you've never seen my bathtub, but it is one of those big bathtubs. It's like gigantic, like Nick and I can both go in it. So you can use my bathtub anytime.
There it is. You manifested it.
I'm using your tub. No, well, years and years ago, I found this townhouse and I was like so excited because it had the big round Roman can't even say it, Roman tub. And I was like, yes, I'm finally going to enjoy baths. And like when I finally, like we moved in and, I had the bathtub all cleaned and I fill it up and I get in and it's like the thing was so shallow. It was the same problem. So tall girls, like, baths they're a challenge for us, but it's okay. It's okay.
I can see that.
So
you can edit it, like put the incense and put the candles and take a shower with intention, I
do love taking like intentional showers. It's, it's a good cleansing experience. It's not the same as a goddess bath, but intentional showers are very cool as well.
Yeah.
So we have one more question for you, Marlu.
Okay.
And it is, so we surveyed our goddesses out there before we created this podcast, and what they wanted support within their life, and accountability is what came up. How do you create accountability in your life?
Okay. The Red Tent Goddess Sisterhood is amazing for that. I have 3 ladies that I call on and that they call on me. And I set my goals, and I have my life purpose goals, my soul purpose goals, and my business goals. And each one of them, it does the same thing. So we talk to each other. Hey, how's your life purpose goals? Okay, what are you doing this week? And we talk to each other and we make sure that we're on the ball. Life purpose, it's more like goal setting, like what you want to achieve. Soul purpose is spiritual. Where are you going to be in 5 years spiritually? How are you going to get there? What are you going to leave for the world? What kind of legacy? What kind of, how are you going to help the next generation? And then the business goals, financial, as well as what's the next level. Like for me, I'm working now in my business I want to shift it a little bit and create a place where people can come to get accredited for their schooling and to certify them in their workshops. So if you have a workshop that doesn't have certification, you come to me, I review it, I tell you this is what's missing, let's get it together so that I can certify you, and then you're certified by Life Health Soul, or the school can be accredited by Life Health Soul.
Very cool.
Okay, I just have to say that I have never had soul purpose goals, and I think I need to have soul purpose goals. Like, that's awesome. I love it.
Yes, you do, Allyson. And I think you have them. You just haven't acknowledged them. So, yeah, a lot of times that's all it takes is like, we have these goals and we're working on them, but we don't actually know that we're working on them because we haven't taken the time to spell them out. And, I love that you have, so it's not just, we talk about accountability partners, but like you have an accountability trio. Yes. Is that?
Yeah.
Which,
sisters.
Yeah. Kind of brings me to like, witchcraft and the power of 3. And, so like stepping it up and making it a little magical by making it 3 instead of, because Allyson and I are accountability partners for each other. And, yeah, having that, having a third person, like, I think it would bump it up to a new level. Maybe we need to find our third, Allyson.
Hey, so. I'm here. Maybe there's a reason. Maybe there's a reason for me to be here, for you.
Awesome. All right. It is time for our takeaway. Well, I think, Allyson, you already said your takeaway, but you can say it again.
Well, I actually kind of have 2, but I would say obviously, yes, I need soul purpose goals. And you're right. I'm sure they're there. I just haven't really looked at that clearly and put it clarified, I guess is what the word I'm looking for. But I think the other one, honestly, is I need a goddess bath. I need rose petals. Roses are my favorite. Rose petals I love. And I don't know why I've never done that before. So that's my takeaway. I need to find rose petals to put in my bath. And I need to read the Celestine Prophecy. I don't know if I've told you, I've never read that.
Oh, wow.
I read Many Lives, Many Masters, and I love it, but I've never read Celestine Prophecy.
It's also a movie too.
Is it on it's probably on Netflix or something, right?
I don't know who's.
Try Prime Video. I think it's on there.
Oh,
yeah, excellent. It might be on Prime. You're right. And if you can't find it, let me know. I'll find it somewhere. Might even be like on YouTube or something. Although I probably shouldn't.
Yeah, it could be.
If it's there, it probably shouldn't be there. But anyway. All right, my takeaway for today was I loved when you talked about like just having 3 things and not not having it has to be these same three things, but looking at like what feels right in the moment. And I think sometimes, like, we get on this schedule where I meditate every morning, I journal every morning, I do this and it, and it's like, why does self-care have to be on a schedule? Like, I have to do this and I have to do that. Like, what feels right for me today, and it might be something, completely, I don't know, random, that, like, but it's like, what is right for me in this moment?
And it's
So,
liberating.
mm-hmm.
It's liberating. And it might just be cleaning a drawer, whatever works.
Yeah. Oh, I got too many drawers that need cleaning.
Declutter for manifestation.
Yeah.
I have a lot of drawers and closets. Yeesh.
Yeah, that's been coming up for me, that I need to do some decluttering. Yes,
But I
Allison.
like that Marlu pointed that out. That is how simple self care can be. It can be as simple as that, just cleaning out a drawer. It's doing something for you, period. So it doesn't have to be. And you're both making an excellent point, and I'm glad this has come up because I do it all the time. We have this routine. I'm a very routined person, so I do this, this, and this every morning. And the reality is that as long as I'm doing something to take care of me during the day, that's what matters. Instead of putting like, oh my gosh, I didn't get my journaling done this morning and letting it throw my whole day off. You know what I mean? So I think that's excellent advice. And thank you for sharing that, both of you.
You're welcome. And also, because I do it at the end of the day, I get to think back on my day and
Mm-hmm.
see where I actually took care of me. Did I put boundaries up from this person when they tried to get me to do something I didn't want to do? Did I say whatever it was, and it gets me to realize I am taking care of me. And when I don't beat myself up. I say, okay, I got 3 things I get to do tonight.
That's cool.
Awesome.
I love that.
So what is your takeaway for today, Marlu?
Well, I learned something, Julietta, with you. I had forgotten about the trio and how magical that is. And it immediately, wow, she's right. 3, the power of 3. So yeah, I'm going to keep that in mind. And that might be the reason why I chose 3 things for myself. I don't remember now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. Thank you for that.
You know what? Like, okay, the power of 3 shows up all over in spirituality and Christianity, everything. But you guys are going to laugh when I give you like my true confession, like where I like totally connected to the power of 3 was the TV show Charmed.
Oh yeah. Very cool.
Like,
I watched it with my
at me.
daughter. I watched the whole thing with my daughter when she
I
was younger.
loved that show. I was like,
Yeah.
Wait, isn't Charmed? Didn't my daughter used to watch that? Like, that's like an older show, right? For
Yeah.
like
there's an
teenagers?
older one, and then they actually, I think like Netflix or somebody redid it. So there's like a new version out there as well. But
Yep.
like, this is the Alyssa Milano, and I forget the name. Rose McGowan was in there, which it was kind of weird. Oh, and Shannon Doherty, that's who.
Yes, that's like I'm like I know someone's in
So
there.
Rose McGowan came in to replace Shannon. So it's like embarrassing to say, but I love that show, and I'm sure it has to do with my past lives as a witch, that I enjoyed that connection. But yeah, the power of 3, like, tune in.
Well, which really means that we have an intuition, and we are all born with it. We all have powers, some kind of psychic power. We have them. We just don't know how to develop them. In part, that is why I started the Enchantress program, so that we can develop our intuition and develop our psychic powers and recognize that we were born this way. And I don't call them witches, I call them enchantresses, because we're using light work, we're using positivity, we're using good.
Love that. Yes.
Yeah.
And that, like, enchantress, that was when we were like going through words, that was one that never came up. but
It did. I know. That's crazy.
we needed Marlu to bring enchantress back into our women words.
The Enchantress program will certify you to become a divinator too, if you wanted to. Anyway, I wanted to invite you to check out the redtentgoddess.com and look at the academy, look at the events, look at the library. They have tons of good stuff. They have journeys, a bunch of things. So.
Yeah, and all of this information, so for our viewers, we will put all of this in the comments. If you're, watching this on YouTube or social media, we'll have, connections there. And if you're listening to this in the future on a podcast, check out the show notes, how to access all of this information, everything that we talked about in the show, like the links and everything will be in there for you to be able to access that, and how to connect with any of us will be in there. So check out the show notes and be in touch, people. So unless anybody's got anybody else, I want to thank you, Marlu, for joining us this morning and sharing your wisdom with us. And thank you to all of our listeners, whether you're listening now in the present or in the future. It's great having you here. If you like what you're hearing, subscribe, share this with your friends, and help us grow, because we want all of you women to connect and become the goddesses that you are meant to be. So thank you, everyone. Have a magical day.
Thank you, Marlu.
Bye. Thank you.